welcoming the dignitaries to the dais. We have with us Professor Kriti Ramamrutam, Professor, Department of Computer Science and Engineering, IIT Mumbai. Our Pro Vice Chancellor, Dr. Naresh Chandra, Director, BCUD, Dr. Rajpal Hande, and Professor D.C. Kochari, Head of Department of Physics. Let us begin today's session with a university song.
Sundaram Mandiram Sharadaya Kumbhapuri Vishwavidyalayam Idam Sundaram Mandiram Sharadaya Kumbhapuri Vishwavidyalayam Kala Shastravani Jashakha Virudha Amudha Vimukta Vihandravayam Shruvantu sarve dridham nishchayam Shruvantu sarve dridham nishchayam Idam sundaram mandiram sharadaya Kumbhapuri Vishwavidyalayam Satyam vadamo dharmam charamo nayamo nana dukkhadharam layam Satyam vadamo dharmam charamo nayamo nana dukkhadharam layam Swadare ratara tadata krutara bhavityam bhavishyeti tasmat vayam Shruvantu sarve dridham nishchayam Shruvantu sarve dridham nishchayam Idam sundaram mandiram sharadaya Kumbhapuri Vishwavidyalayam Yuvasyat balishto, yuvasyat garishto, yuvabreyamishto, vibhuyat vayam. Yuvasyat balishto, yuvasyat garishto, yuvabreyamishto, vibhuyat vayam. Yadi syat yuva rashtrakartau yadishta, samane tatvam vilokatrayam. Shruvantu sarve dridham nishchayam Shruvantu sarve dridham nishchayam Idam sundaram mandiram sharadaya Kumbhapuri Vishwavidyalayam Vandamahe Bharatam Pujaniyam Swadeshat Param Nasti Devalayam Vandamahe Bharatam Pujaniyam Swadeshat Param Nasti Devalayam Atraiva sarve yadishthapayamo Mamatvena satham samatvam vayam Shruvantu sarve dridham nishchayam Shruvantu sarve dridham nishchayam Idam sundaram
We are happy that our Honorable Vice Chancellor has joined us. Now I request our Honorable Vice Chancellor, Dr. Rajan Vedukar, to welcome the guest with a floral bouquet. Now I call upon our Honorable Vice Chancellor to give his opening remarks on this ICE lecture series.
The guest speaker of today's lecture under the lecture series ICE Enlighten Yourself Every Saturday, Professor Kriti Ramamritham from IIT, Mumbai. My colleague in the university and Pro-Vice Chancellor, Dr. Naresh Chandra, Dr. Rajpal Hande, Director, Board of College and University Development, the Head of the Department of Physics, Dr. Kothari, the members of various authorities of University of Mumbai, heads of the department, teachers from university and teachers from colleges, the principals of some of the colleges, those who are attending this function, the people, those who are attending outside this hall through a view. My good morning to everybody, those who are sitting here and those who are sitting at various locations where a view is made available. I am sure they may have some questions which they will ask and you will give those questions to experts. And my dearest smart digital children, because today's topic is also that, the smart electric grids, and the smart digital children are sitting here, Professor. So I am sure they will enjoy your lecture and then they will ask you several questions. This is just for your information that this series, ICE, Enlighten Yourself Every Saturday, we have started from this year, and this session of ICE will be dedicated for science and technology. The 2nd of February, we have inaugurated this lecture series. And the first lecture was given by Professor R.A. Mashilkar, who delivered a lecture on making impossible possible. The second lecture was delivered by Professor Ram, who is the Vice Chancellor of Central University of Hyderabad, on order out of chaos and chaos out of order. And the third lecture, which was delivered by Dr. Anil Kakodkar on energy security and the requirement of energy to this country. And I'm sure the topic which you are going to talk about, that is smart electric grid, you will take it forward from Anil Kakodkar. You will mention, and of course all of us will enjoy your lecture. Yesterday only I got a book which I called for, and that the name of the book is The Creative Destruction. So just look at the title itself, The Creative Destruction of Medicine. Now a MD doctor who has written this book, and his video is also available on the net, and how the small electronic devices are going to be used in today's world for medicine and for the health sector, and how that is going to change the healthcare in this 21st century. He is talking about that. and several things which he is talking about. He is talking about the 6 billion genome sequences which will be made available, and through your smart devices, smart electronic devices, the doctors will be able to treat patients in a better manner. That is what he is talking about. I have not read the book completely, but I am in a habit of reading any book which comes to my hand, and that is on different topics, so that I get some knowledge and some information which I can use in my day-to-day life for having a different perspective. Looking at anything from a different perspective, you may get answers. And I'm sure today's lecture also, he is such a wonderful professor, you will come to know from his lecture. He is the most cited Indian computer scientist from India. So you will be hearing him in the research journals. And see, he has not restricted himself to the curriculum. He has gone beyond curriculum, and therefore he is different than others. That is what we have to do. You should have a differential factor. And therefore we are calling people those who have proved themselves differently, and those who are trying to make a difference in people's life. And the experts which we are choosing, they are the people, those who have made a difference in people's life. You might not have heard a project called Aqua, which they have done with Krishi Vigyan Kendra Baramati, IIT Mumbai and Krishi Vigyan Kendra Baramati. If any farmer has a problem of his crop, and if he is connected, then he can tell about the problem which he is facing in his farm. The moment he faces some problem and he shows through a webcam the problem which he is facing and tells about it, the Krishi Vigyan Kendra in Baramati will tell you what to be done. That is the kind of networking which they have developed, and that is the kind of project which they have developed, and that is Aqua project which they have developed. And now when I was talking to him, now they are going to develop the small greenhouses, even 800 square feet. Means you might not have heard of 800 square feet greenhouses or polyhouses, which can change the lives. Say, some of you might not be purchasing we call in Marathi it is as palak. I don't know the English name. I studied in Marathi medium, so I don't know. And then immediately the palak, because you have those palak grown on the railway tracks, near the railway tracks, and therefore you don't want to eat. But if you have a terrace of 800 square feet, you can have at your place only, grow and eat. So that is the kind of development which are going to happen, and that is what the message which you should take from today's lecture. I am not fortunate like you people today, because you will be sitting here throughout and listening to him. So, and you will get an opportunity to ask questions, but I will not get an opportunity to listen to him face to face. But I will of course go through the video and try and get some knowledge from his lecture. So with this, I really thank him as a Vice Chancellor. Vote of thanks is going to happen later on. But don't ask any question which is directed towards the Vice Chancellor, because I will not be here to answer as last time I was here. This is in a lighter vein, but you can, our Director, Board of College and University Development is here, so he will be able to answer me, and the Pro Vice Chancellor will not be here because we have some another important assignment, and Dr. Kothari is also here, they will be able to answer. So with this, I thank Professor for giving his time to us, and I'm sure you are going to enjoy this lecture and all the other lectures which are going to come in a series. So thank you very much, and for all of you, you can add one more book to read in your bookshelf. Thank you very much.
Now I request our Pro Vice Chancellor, Dr. Naresh Chandra, to introduce the guest.
I will take 2-3 minutes, but before I introduce our today's speaker, I would like to tell my student friends that Honorable Vice Chancellor has taken a lot of time to prepare to conceive this idea of organizing series of lectures under Enlighten Yourself every Saturday. So my request, those who are sitting here and maybe those who are listening to me through AView, that each student should talk to 5 students and tell about what is this idea, how it is going to sharpen your thought processes, and more people should join. It should become a great movement, and a unique idea which has been conceived should go to very large masses. And with this, I take the opportunity, I consider it my privilege to introduce a great scientist, Professor Kirti Ramamirtham. Is currently at IIT Bombay as the Vijay and Sita Vashi Chair Professor in the Department of Computer Science and Engineering. He has done his BTech, MTech, PhD from IIT Madras, and is a wonderful, his biodata runs into pages. I would not like to be in the way. I will only say his research, his wonderful contribution of the 2 startups that he has co-founded. Agrocom offers award-winning information and communication technology based real-time decision support, tools to farmers and organizations, enabling progressive farming, while Next Robotics delivers high-quality products in robotics and embedded systems. Professor Ramamirtham is a fellow of IEEE, ACM, Indian Academy of Sciences, National Academy of Sciences, India, and the Indian National Academy of Engineering. Twice he has received the IBM Faculty Award. He has also been a recipient of the Distinguished Alumnus Award from IIT Madras and the Doctor of Science Honours degree from the University of Sydney. And on this note, I take pleasure in presenting Professor Kirti Ramamirtham to all of you. Thank you very much.
Is it on? Good morning. It's a privilege and an honor to be here in this wonderful, enlightening, and enlightened idea of eyes. And I would like to appreciate the originator of this series, Professor Rajan Velukar, who, over the period of time I've known him, I've got even more impressed with his insightful and modern, yet traditional approaches to science and technology. It's amazing that he not only has the ideas, he also carries them out to their fullest extent possible. I would like to thank Dr. Naresh Chandra for the kind introduction, and hopefully I'll live up to it in the course of this talk. I want to sort of mention a couple of meta items. I'm not used to lecturing without interruption. I mean positive, constructive interruptions. He mentioned this title of constructive destruction. So it's okay to destroy the flow of the talk constructively. So take that to heart, and I'll stop in between for questions. But beyond that, if there's something urgent that you would like to get clarified along the way, feel free to raise your hands, and we'll see what we can do to take the question and answer them right away. For those of you who are on the distance mode of connection to this talk, I presume we'll have to wait until the interaction period to handle your questions. Unless there's somebody here who can take SMS messages or chat room messages, and we can handle that. I'm not sure. Okay, so having said that, let me get started on the talk. I should say that this is an area which I have entered very recently. And the best way to learn something is to teach that something. So right now in this semester, I'm teaching a course called Smart Grids, Smart Electrical Grids. And that was an outcome of collaborative project between several institutions, some here, some abroad, some industrial labs, and so on. And this talk is a result of culling out some of the major problems in the area of smart grids. How many of you have heard the term smart grids before? Smart electrical grids. Okay, a couple. How many of you have heard the word or the phrase electrical grid? Okay, a little bit more. How many of you have heard the word smart something? Whatever that something might be. Okay. So smart is a buzzword of the day. So what makes something smart is the ability to think, react to dynamics in an intelligent way, make use of information in the best way possible towards a particular goal. So we'll define all of these terms as we go along. What is optimization? What is the goal? How do you achieve that? And so on. So the nominal title for this talk, can you all hear me in the back? No problem. Okay. Is Smart Electrical Grids, the vision, the opportunities, and the challenges. And you will find that I'm going to offer less in terms of solutions and more in terms of problems. So if you have a notebook, I would like you to fill it up with as many phrases that you come across as possible. Because at the end of this talk, I'm going to announce a way by which you all can participate in this effort. And this is where I would like the professors and the teachers to also contribute to this project. And I'll show you why we all need to do something about this. There is a meta theme in my talk. How do I go forward? Okay. And that is to narrate to you my notion of what a good research methodology is. How does one approach a research problem? How do you create a research environment? How do you solve a problem? How do you showcase the goodness of your solution? And so on. So the first item on that particular track, And I'll illustrate each of these bullets. Some of the bullets are hidden for you at the bottom. So, like I said, there'll be two themes that we'll go through. One is the smart grid theme, which is technical. And the other is how does one do research? And I'm not confining myself to computer science. Of course, I know something about that and a bit more than any other topic. But the general philosophy underlying research and the conduct of research is the same across disciplines. And smart grids being an area which overlaps multiple traditional engineering and science disciplines, and in fact management, as you'll see, the way of doing research is common across these disciplines. And how to do that in a methodical way is what I'll sort of emphasize on as we go through the smart grid topic and problem. So identification of a research area, topic or theme or problem is our goal, the very first goal in doing research. Okay? Of course, the way you choose such a problem or a topic is based on passion for a certain area. And this passion might change from time to time. Some of us may be driven by fundamental problems. Some of us may be driven by practical problems. Some of us may be driven by problems in our backyard. So, whatever be the passion driving your research, the problem should be well motivated. It can't be a motivation saying that somebody else has solved this problem, so it should be good. You should be sold on the idea. And what are the benefits that are likely to be derived out of the research is one question. And who derives those benefits? Is it the same people who have derived the benefits in the last 15, 20, 100 years? Or is it a new group of people who have been disadvantaged in the past? Again, that depends on your orientation. And the last thought I wanted to leave in this area is, if you just look around yourself, there are plenty of problems. So keeping your sense organs open to new ideas, new problems, and the passion for solving them is one of the fundamental requirements for doing research. So what are grids? What are electrical grids? Electrical grids are those large systems. You've heard of the internet. Think of the analogy between internet and information on the one hand, and grid and power on the other hand. The matching will be almost perfect. So we have generation on the one side, I'm not able to get a pointer properly here. Let me see if we can master it. Okay. Right. Generation is on this side, and you may not be able to see this icon. This is a dam where hydroelectric power is being generated. These are thermal plants, and these are coal-powered generators. And of course, the modern windmill, which is dotting the countryside in many parts of India. So this is where generation takes place of electricity. These are huge towers. You may have seen them in the middle of farms and fields, and sometimes even among city blocks. These are high tension, high voltage transmitters of high voltage electricity towards distribution points where the voltage is transformed into lower voltage, lower tension electricity, and then finally sent into buildings and industrial plants and so on. So the three terms you want to remember from this slide are generation, transmission, and distribution. Okay? So clearly, like water, electricity flows from producers to consumers. These are the producers, these are the consumers. And along the way, there's transformation that takes place. And you might wonder what happens in general. In general, the overall supply must equal the demand.